Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Today, what I thought I'd do is take a quick look at my 3 favourite ink brands. So these are the 3 brands that I tend to gravitate to when I'm ordering inks, and I really do like the inks that I get from them. So we're going to start with Diamine. So Diamine is a UK-based company based in Liverpool. They make a massive range of inks. They don't just make them for themselves, but they make them for other companies as well. Now, I tend to buy these inks in the 30ml bottles. This is an example. This is Best Wishes. You can't actually buy this in the 30ml bottle, but it's just an example of the bottle. I actually got this in the ink vent calendar. Really interesting, massive, wide range of inks. They also have some various ink properties. So they've got standard inks, which is your standard ink. They've got sheening inks, shimmering inks. They've got scented inks. And recently, they've introduced the chameleon inks, which is very similar to a shimmer, but seems to be finer particles and some different colours in there. They are really good value inks. I find that they're the ink that, to be honest, it's nearly as cheap to buy a 30ml bottle as it is to go and buy a sample from another retailer. Now, I'm not giving prices because different retailers have different prices and depending where you are in the world. So that's why I thought, yeah, let's just mention it. Now, as well as doing the inks, they do an ink vent calendar. So this is, I think this is the 4th one. They did skip a year. This is still in its box, just arrived the other day. This is the 2023 one, the ink vent calendar. Looking forward to opening that once we get to the 1st of December. Really exciting to do. So as well as the 30ml bottles, you also have, as I say, the ink vent. Now, the ink vent, most of the bottles in the ink vent are these little tiny 12ml ones. So this one is a standard. So they've actually got printed on the side that it's a standard. Which one did I put? Oh, one more sleep. Staying with the ink vent inks, they also do a larger bottle. I think this is a 50ml bottle. Here's a 50ml bottle. I've just picked one at random. This was Jack Frost. This was from the very first ink vent calendar. Love the bottles. They also do, I believe it's an 80ml bottle. I don't have any of those. I much prefer the 30ml bottles. Find them really good. So some of my favourite inks that we've got from there. So we've got Diamine Ochre, nice brown ink. I've got Diamine Earl Grey, so again, a grey ink. You know, quite a wide range. This is that Jack Frost, so here we've got a sheening ink. So not sure if it'll still come out on the camera. There we are, hopefully that just bang there, you got a hint of that gorgeous red sheen on there. Interesting, like a bluey colour here. I like this. This is Diamine Eau de Nil, something a little bit different. Got nice bright colours. So here we've got Aqua Lagoon. We've got some gorgeous, and like this one, I love the name of this, Aurora Borealis, but I also love the teal colour. Purples, there's a nice purple ink there. This is Monbodo's hat, nice dark purple. Then as I say, we've got ink vent ink. So this one is Spiced Apple. This is from one of the ink vent ones. Here we've got a shimmer. Hopefully, let me see if I can catch that gold on the light. There we go. Hopefully you see some of that green shimmer on there. And then ones to make for other people. Pure pens. This one's People's Charter. This is part of a Chartist series of inks that they did for Pure Pens. And then here we've got Cult Pen's Little Pip. This again is purple, but with a massive gold shimmer to it, or gold sheen, should I say. I believe this is also sold as Diamine Phillips, so you can actually get a bigger bottle that's not labelled for Cult Pens. As I say, very interesting inks. I really like them. The second manufacturer. This one, it's an Australian manufacturer. Got to have an Australian manufacturer in my top 3, haven't I? And they're based over in South Australia, and that's Robert Oster. So here we are, Robert Oster Signature. These are 50ml bottles. The name of the ink is on the top of these, so when it's in my box where I keep my inks, I can actually see very easily what ink it is, because it says there, Cafe Crema. One of my favourite brown inks, that. Nice bottles, plastic bottle. The Diamine ones, again, plastic. Unlike the Diamine, these have got a fairly wide opening, so I find most of my pens will fit in these bottles, whereas with the Diamine ones, especially on the 30ml and that 12ml, fairly small, so I need to use an ink miser. I say it's Australian manufacturer, but they are sold worldwide. I see a lot of shops in America, in the UK, in Europe that sell them. They're not as cheap as Diamine. They're still good value. They're still interesting choices. And for me, it's supporting, a local retailer. Well, local as in Australia, certainly not local as in West Australia. So some of my favourite inks here. I've only picked out 3 or 4. First one, that Cafe Crema. This is one. I love this brown ink. Really nice golden tones in there. Another one I like is Tranquility. Again, it's a really nice, like a tealy type colour. I'm just going to grab the Aurora Borealis. It's in here somewhere. There we go. Very similar to the Aurora Borealis. And what I tend to do is actually use these two interchangeably in the same pens. I find in a pen they come out very, very similar. Robert Oster Great Southern Ocean. I actually got this one because I used to go and visit the Great Southern Ocean a lot when I lived in Victoria. Again, very nice. Like a bluey black colour. Then the final one I've pulled out, another really nice bright ink. Australian Sky Blue. Absolutely gorgeous. Comes out really well in a pen. So that's Robert Oster inks. Just dropping in to interrupt your regular programming. Would you like to help support the channel? If so, please consider joining as a member. As a member, you'll get early access to my videos. I normally upload them a couple of days before they go out, and as soon as they're uploaded, they'll be released to members. There'll also be a shout out at the end of the videos, and then as we get the members coming in, we'll actually chat among ourselves and work out what other perks, what other things you'd like me to add in. Would you like maybe a monthly live chat just for members? All down to us. So please, if you can, consider joining the channel. A link will be in the description down below. So my final one. This is still fairly new to me, as in I've only got 4 inks from them at the moment, but mainly because I'm on an ink buying freeze. That's why I haven't bought any more. But as soon as I'm buying inks again, I'll be getting some different colours. And this is Dominant Industry. I love the bottle. Very nice. It's a glass bottle. You've got a good weight at the bottom. If I can take the cap off. This is one of the things I find with these. The caps do seal on very, very well. It doesn't want to move. Hang on a minute. Let's pause the camera while I take this cap off. So the cap on that bottle didn't want to come off. I've just grabbed a different one. Carefully take this off. Fairly narrow opening. So certainly not as wide as what we've got in that Robert Oster, but wider than the Diamine one. I again have to use the ink miser sometimes for some of my pens because some of my pens are fairly chunky. But again, it's lovely. I love these bottles, I really do. Downside is they're fairly small. They're only 25 millilitres. This ink is a lot more expensive than both the other ones. Again, part of the reason why it took me so long to start buying it. When there was so many cheaper versions with Diamine, that's what I was tending to buy. The ink itself is a South Korean company, and it seems to be available in lots of retailers worldwide. I'm just getting into this, really like it. The colours they've got and the way they work seem to be quite interesting. They seem to be experimenting a bit. So the 4 that I've got at the moment, we've got Forest. This is a beautiful, I think it's a really nice forest green. Looks quite dark, but when it goes down it is a bit paler. Got Lake, again a slightly unusual colour. Bit like that Eau de Nil. There's Eau de Nil. Eau de Nil maybe a bit bluer, whereas Lake is a bit more greener. It's nice. Actually does remind me of looking into a lake when I see that. I've got Lungo. This is like a coffee coloured ink. Again, nice brown there. You can see the shading coming through. Then the last one, this is Winterwood. Very dark brown, but what I find is there's like a hint of like a green sheen to it as well. So it reminds me a bit of when you're walking through the wood and you're going through the trees and they've got the moss on it. It's like seeing the moss, the bits of moss on a tree. Really nice, really interesting. I hope you've enjoyed this short video. Deliberately made it short. I thought, let's have a short, sweet video. Bit difficult to really talk too much about inks, isn't it? Because there's only so much you can do without writing with them. What are your favourite ink brands? What are your favourite inks from them? Please drop a comment below. Let's kickstart the conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.